So I go to the show, and she's working that night, and I tell her, "Hey, I shit my pants. Isn't that so nuts?" And now I'm doing comedy.
No, you did not.
I did. I told her.
This before that you were dating.
Yeah. She laughed and said, "Wow, that's really honest." And then I did the show, and later she slid into my DMs, and she said, "I think you're so cute. You want to hang out?"
I'm too stunned to speak. Because your tattoo on the inside, the sailboat's incredible. Sailboat, rowboat.
Yeah, thank you, man.
It's great.
Thank you.
So I feel like, and I also love the mate, and I love the lavender. So you needed the thing under your back shoulder.
Yeah, the first one.
That was the first, and you're like, I got to get a real one.
And this is so fucking stupid. Make no mistake.
I was gonna say,
this is not a. I'm not proud of this.
For those that are listening and not watching, it's actually a decent looking. It's like what a sun would be if you were like
5.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that. Oh God, no, it does look good though. I think it looks good.
Yeah, no. If your 5-year-old brings that home, you're like, damn, I got a little.
It's a win. That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go any further, I want to talk about the tea we are drinking today. So the tea we are drinking today is Paru is the brand, which is local to California. It's in La Jolla. It is baked corn green tea, baked corn hojicha. I like it. Very subtle, but I like it.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what's baked about it.
Well,
like they bake it in,
maybe you could get baked and have some.
In corn leaf?
I think they bake the corn. Yeah.
Okay.
But for those steeping at home,
nice.
185 is the temp and 3 minutes is the time.
You got to go below boiling point.
Well, black teas and herbals usually are boiling, and then I've seen some people boil greens. I'm like, why are you doing that?
You're burning it.
Yeah, you're burning it. But you said to me over text, you mainly drink yerba mate. Do you drink yerba mate a lot?
Yeah, I used to do it every day. Now it's just so much of a process. It's too involved.
Talk me through your process. I've never made.
You got a little gourd.
Okay.
You got to fill it with yerba. You fucking like shake it on your palm, so because there's a lot of like dust because it's just like loose leaf.
Yep.
So you get a lot of dust off on your palm, blow it off. That's
okay.
After that, you got to make a well in the leaf to. You put first hot water, then cold water. And then that's just creates like a vacuum effect. You put in the bombilla, the little straw, and then now you just have a full thermos of hot water, not boiling but hot.
Yeah,
a little bit hotter than lukewarm. You put and then you put it in the well where the bombilla was inserted, and you spit out the first thing. Some people drink it, but that's crazy. It's just there's so much dust in it.
Ooh, okay.
It's too strong. So I spit it out. And then you just enjoy it for like, an hour. You just pour a little bit at a time, suck it down. It's a wonderful little ritual, but it's so time consuming.
I want to do this with you at some point.
I'll teach you. It should be communal, but
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
How? Because if I recall correctly, mate is very caffeinated, is it not?
Yeah. No, you're gonna for sure.
So I should
be
do it tonight.
wired.
I'll be bouncing around the room.
Yeah, totally. Especially if I'm like numb to it now because I drink like probably 300 milligrams of caffeine every day. So it does nothing to me.
Oh gosh, is that you still do that every day?
Yeah, my heart's gonna give at some point.
So I saw you before we came on the pod. I saw you were drinking a Celsius, which I think has a decent amount of caffeine in there.
Tons, yeah, like 100 milligrams.
How much is it? Okay, so I had
maybe more. Yeah,
I had 3 shots of espresso earlier today.
That's about a can of Celsius.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. I think a shot of espresso maybe it's like 100.
A shot is
100? I used to know this.
Everyone's
going to
be listening, being like, it's this. They're going to be yelling at the phone, but I can't hear them.
I don't know anymore.
But either way, so why do you drink so much caffeine? Do you not sleep?
I sleep fine.
But you just like the caffeine.
Yeah, it just keeps me, because it's really bad. Like, my heart's going to stop at one point.
Listen.
But I start crashing, get more caffeine. I chase it. I keep chasing away the ties until bedtime.
What?
Like, I'll stop at 6 or something.
Oh, at 6?
Yeah.
Most people stop at 3. You stop at 6?
Yeah, well, because then you have to do comedy.
So you don't want to be like tweaking on stage while you're doing comedy, or you're saying you drink till 6 so that you can do comedy late
Exactly
at night.
right. Because then you have a show at 9:30 or whatever.
Yeah, what's interesting about
Bed.
you, and I remember this, because we met years ago. I think like
5.
yeah, something like that. It's been a long time. But I remember one thing I always found admirable about you is like you and I would run into each other at a show or a mic or whatever, and it'd probably be of like 10:30, 11, and I'd be like, all right, cool. Well, like I already did my show, so I'm gonna go. And you're like, cool, I'm gonna go hit another thing. I'm like, when does it start? You're like, 11:30. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
Because I'm not built for that.
No, I mean, neither am I anymore. That's a young man's game.
Yeah, I don't know, but you always did it. You always did it.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I don't like do 3 mics in a day or
No,
whatever.
I mean, I don't do that anymore either.
I won't do a show and then go do a mic. That's insane.
I don't know why people do that.
I just don't have the stamina, really.
But the other thing is now, correct me if I'm wrong, do you live with your partner?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
you
it
can't
is.
just be out doing comedy, like, especially you can't justify a fucking 10 p.m. open mic after a show
No.
if you have a girlfriend.
Can you do it without the show? Can you tell your girlfriend, hey, I'm going to a 10 p.m. open mic? If you didn't have a show that night, will she be like, makes sense? Or she'll be like, dude, just like.
Well, maybe, yeah, if you make time. It's all, it's a constant negotiation, a relationship. It's just the healthiest relationship. You're always just jockeying for position.
100%. I was talking to, do you know Kazim?
Ramon, yeah.
Yeah.
Really funny.
Great guy. I was talking to Kazim the other day, and Kazim on the podcast, Kazim goes, he goes, between comedy, your girlfriend, your job, someone's always losing.
Totally.
And he goes, but it's just a matter of everyone's on the same page. So my girlfriend,
Yes.
he's like, listen, I had a spot at the Improv, humble brag. I'm like, thank you for letting us know. And he goes, and so I told my girlfriend, you want to do dinner? It's got to be at 5:30.
Yeah.
And I got to be wrapped by 7. And I was like, okay, that's reasonable.
But that's good.
I'm fine with that. Like you and I are talking right now.
Yeah.
And then I have a show tonight. And then I know I'm not going to stay out later than that. I'm going to come home.
Yes.
And then we'll watch a movie.
I had a show last night. My girlfriend's like, when are we gonna hang out? I said, I have to do a podcast with Josh. And so you met him. And she was like, she hung up really angry. And I was like, yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't blame her either.
I don't blame you at all.
I almost want to call her on the pod and be like, I'm so sorry. We don't have to, but I want to. But she also seemed lovely when I met her. We met.
A wonderful person.
Yeah, I hadn't seen you for a while, and I saw
Yeah.
you at that show in Burbank, I think
Mhm.
it was. Where do you live? Where are you now?
Glendale.
You're in Glendale?
I'm in Glendale.
And you came all the way to Venice.
Well, I work in South. I came straight from work.
Oh.
I work in Southgate.
What do you do?
I grow weed.
You grow weed. Oh,
Mhm.
wait a minute. I remember you were working at the same place you were working at way back.
Oh yeah, big warehouse.
Do you like it?
Maybe I shouldn't say the name on a podcast.
You don't have to say the name. Do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, I like it.
Um,
It's whatever. It pays the bills.
Okay, so that's what it is.
It
That's
pays
what it
the
is.
bills.
So is your dream to do stand up full time?
Yeah.
I think it's an outlasting game. The number of us who are in here from like the people we used to hang out with our
Yes.
generation, the ones that are still doing comedy have winnowed a little bit, and I feel like if we just stick it out a little longer, I think we're good.
And also, we're still getting good. I saw you
Oh yeah.
for the first time at that show we did.
Yeah.
For the first time in years, and I thought you were much better than last time I saw you.
That's good.
And I'm sure you feel the same way about me.
You crushed.
Yeah.
I thought you did great. I think that's a nice thing about comedy, and I know that this sounds like a little frou-frou, but the community that you make, and then you organically check back in with, like, I always love seeing you. I always love running into you.
Mhm. Ditto.
And I saw you. I was like, oh shit, this is so great. And then I saw you perform. I was like, oh shit, he good. He really
Come
good.
on now.
Come
on.
But I loved a joke, and I don't want to I'm not gonna make you do your jokes on the pod, but a joke you used to do that I loved was, I think it was like Laura Maria. It was the joke you
Maria
made.
Laura Carolina.
Yes, it was about your mother's friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's so good because your material was great.
Mhm.
But then when I saw you, was it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, about a month. Yeah.
It was just like there was different energy. It was different confidence. It was vibing. And I was like, I loved it. I loved the whole thing. And it was very funny that you told jokes about your girlfriend with your girlfriend in the front row.
Yeah.
And she was cool with it.
I acknowledged her though.
I know.
She was like, "Why did you do that?" I was like, "Well, that's phony. If I don't, you're right there." Yeah.
Do you? Because I deal with this because I tell jokes about Jess. I don't know if I told any jokes about Jess on that show.
I think you might have.
But do you clear everything? before you do?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes I'll just go up and I'll think of something that day, and I'll be, hey, I'm saying this new thing. What do you think of that? And she has complete veto powers.
But
of
she
course.
is not vetoed. Have you pitched a joke? You don't have to tell what the joke was, but have you pitched a joke and she goes, I don't love it.
She's so nice. She'll be like, I'm not so sure about that one. And then I'll just stop.
There was a joke I did once.
It's never, I'm always the butt of it anyways. Like, it's
So
not.
am I.
Yeah.
I did a joke once and Jess was like, I don't think it's that funny. And I was like, really?
That's a veto, but like, that's not a veto on my feelings are hurt. That's a veto on like, hey, maybe should you do that one on stage? You have like a very nice vibe about you. You have a nice way about you.
That's
I'm
nice.
sure a lot of your listeners, it's like you're a nice avuncular presence in their ears.
Avuncular. I love that.
Yeah.
Never been described as that, but I do go for it.
We're at the age now.
I mean, I have a niece and nephew.
Well, there you go. You're like fun uncle.
I want to be.
That's your thing.
I want to be.
You're a very confident, nice man. There's not a lot of people. I haven't met a lot of people like you.
That's surprising. I feel you are similar in that sense, and I feel like we gravitate, and I don't want to speak for you, to people who are like that. You meet so many comedians who are not like that. Like there are comedians, and I won't name them, that you and I are probably both friends with, that are a little more, if they weren't doing comedy, might be in jail.
Like misanthropes and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was that way for a while. I was a little sad sack sourpuss.
I never viewed you that way.
Really?
Did you view yourself that way?
Yeah.
So you're up there doing comedy and you just don't.
Well, my sensibility has always been silly.
Of course.
But then off stage, I'm like a grumpy little
I enjoy
drunk or whatever.
Oh, sure. There are certain people, and I'm not talking about you, but there
Yeah.
are certain people where you would go to. I remember I went to the Comedy Store. This is years ago. I went to the Comedy Store, was hanging out.
Nasty vibes?
No, there was a comedian who you and I both know that was 6 drinks deep.
Sure.
And we got there at the same time. So it was about 40 minutes, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
And I went up, I was like, are you like going out? And he was alone. I
Sure.
was like, you going out? Like you going up? And he's like, no, I'm just chilling. And I was like, I don't drink 6 drinks in an hour when I'm just chilling.
Well, that's nerves.
But he wasn't going on stage.
Yeah, but you're like, okay, this is like, I get it. Being intimidated in an environment like that.
Okay, yeah, I'm
And
very
that's-
intimidated by
But
that.
that's your coping. That's some people's coping mechanism. I drink when I'm nervous.
Do you really?
Yeah, because like sometimes I'll have social anxiety or
Sure.
whatever, imposter syndrome or some shit. And unfortunately, the band-aid to that is 2 drinks.
Does it help?
Sometimes it helps. It's helped enough times that you seek that out as a
Interesting.
remedy in a social. Like you go to a party, it's mostly your girlfriend's friends or something.
Ugh.
You don't know a lot of people.
Yeah, I know.
What are you gonna do? Not drink 2 drinks?
I let
Are you
out the
insane?
I let out the not because I actually I really love Jess's friends, but I let out the just because I remember the anxiety when I was younger, when I was like in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And I would be like seeing a girl, and she'd be like coming out with my friends, and I would just be like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I? Because even if they're really nice, at a certain point they're talking about something you weren't there for, or you don't know.
No, it sucks.
It's awful.
Of course, it sucks.
But I think if
It's not being a misogynist to like, oh, it sucks hanging out with girls. No,
I love hanging out with women. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but your girlfriend thinks the same about hanging out with your friends. You're the odd person out. It's fucking blows.
Yeah,
dude.
because eventually, when you're with a group of people, they'll do this. They'll go, "Oh, you remember that time?" And I'm like, "I'm not going to remember this time.
Yeah.
I was not there for the time that you are currently remembering."
Yeah.
I get very intimidated with certain comedy hangs. I'm not good at I don't go out of my way to go do the hang. You know what I mean?
No. What does that mean?
So like I don't like if I have a free night, I'm not like let me go. I want to go sit at the Comedy Store.
Sure.
I don't do that.
No, but you go to a party
I do
with comedians.
I know. I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
But that's different. That's because that's people I know. Like I love you. I'm gonna get to see you. I'm gonna get to see the birthday folks.
Hanging is feels gross.
It feels weird.
You're like an old parasite hoping for scraps. That's how it feels.
Kind of. I also don't feel. Number one, I don't necessarily feel that like I don't feel a sense of belonging at some of these venues. 1, 2, I paint a picture in my head that's not true, that other people are thinking, what is he doing here?
Yeah, I know that. No one cares.
I doubt anyone cares,
Yeah.
but I think it.
That's very liberating when you're like, whatever, 26 and you realize, God damn, no one's thinking about me at all.
No.
Completely liberating. You're like, everyone's the star of their own little movie. You're not. You don't factor in at all.
No.
If you do, it's as a brief distraction.
You and I know that. Are you able to hold on to that every day and just be like, yeah?
No, but if you like know it, like at least intellectually, you can remind yourself. Like, and it'll never seep into your bones
I
to
wish
where
it
you
would.
can never give a shit, to where you'll never give a shit again about what anyone else thinks. But it's there somewhere.
I called someone the other day. This is stupid, and you're gonna be like, who cares? I was talking to someone the other day, who is somewhat of an authority over me. It was in my day job, and it was a client, and it was someone who's important.
Yeah,
And the call went really well.
great.
And at the end of the call, he's like, "All right, well, it's good talking." I was like, "Yep, see you later, buddy." And I hung up. I was like, "Buddy? Did I just call him buddy?"
Yeah,
It wrecked me for at least several hours afterward. Couldn't kick it. I was like, "What is wrong with me? Why would I call a man buddy? You shouldn't call anyone buddy unless their name is
this
Buddy."
is a big George Costanza moment.
Is it?
Yeah, this is George all the way, dude.
Mm.
Buddy, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
No, I hear you. I do that shit all the time.
Do you do it with? You probably don't do it with comics. I imagine.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
You ever walk away from a conversation with me and be like, "Why did I say to him like nice face?" You know, like
All the time.
I don't do that as much.
But I don't dwell on it. I'll
I-
be like, maybe in the car, like leaving the place. I'm like, see you when I see you. What am I? The font? Like, who the fuck do I think? Who says that shit? That's so lame. You know, say see or whatever. Something like that.
Yeah, I have moments like that. I do also have moments on stage, which I think every comedian has, where I'll like have moments on stage and I'll get off stage and be like, man, like I missed a great joke there. Like that audience member said that thing and I could have said a different thing.
Yeah.
Man. You know, and then it's like George Costanza, where you just eat all the shrimp again and you're like, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I called the jerk store and they're running out of you.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, but I think about that a lot.
I have my days filled with those.
But isn't
Do you have this? You're like, something will pop in your head, something you said socially, whatever, on stage, maybe. Just even like whatever, you're in the grocery store and something you texted a woman in 2014 pops in your head, and you're like, fuck.
yeah, I do the throw up too.
Fucking
You
next to yogurt.
You puke on all the produce. Yeah.
Does that happen? You get struck with shame like out of nowhere?
You know what happened to me the other day? This is so similar. I don't remember where I was, but I remember thinking like someone had said something to me and I responded and that was that. And then I'm like thinking in like literally maybe like a couple months ago, I realized I misunderstood what they had said and they were actually like coming on to me, but I didn't understand that that's what was happening.
Yeah.
And so I just answered like an idiot and walked away. And I remembered it like 2 months ago and was just like, and it was 10 years ago.
Sure.
And I was just like,
How old were you?
oh God, I think I was 23.
Yeah, you don't know.
And I was just like, why? How did I not see that?
Yeah.
And then I just really, I hated myself for a good 15
When
minutes.
you're young, you're like, you could have like, it's young men, like you could have a woman in your bed and she's like, my feet are cold. Like, I'll get you some socks then.
Yeah.
I'll go sleep on the couch.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I really wish I had someone to cuddle. And like, yeah, I don't have any
No,
stuffed animals.
You
so.
can't read signs when you're little.
I still,
You're
I'm
too in
not
your
great.
head.
I'm not great. How did you meet your girlfriend? I know we're not supposed to like, talk as comedians. People don't love hearing about our personal lives, but I want to hear how you met your girlfriend.
She's now a therapist, very smart lady, and she used to work at a wine bar where they do comedy.
Wait, not Eno Vino, was
Eno
it?
Vino. She
No
used to be the
way!
bartender at one of the bartenders at Eno Vino, and she I don't know, she just took a liking to me.
And
She's very pretty, so a lot of the comedians who'd roll through would like hit on her and stuff. And since I didn't, she was like, that's a nice
This
one.
guy.
I like this one.
Interesting.
But I was friendly and stuff, and
you were like, listen, I'm
pretending not to notice how hot she was, but I was friendly. And then she was like, this is the story. One day, I'm booked on some show, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a root canal that morning. I don't eat anything.
You had a root canal, and then that night you did a show?
It gets worse. You got to wait for the teeth to for it to stop being numb to eat stuff.
Okay.
So first meal, I go to work after the root canal. I eat a meal, First meal of the day, chicken sandwich and a Red Bull.
Okay.
I'm driving to the show. I shit my pants
Oh God.
because that's the first when that's the first meal of the day.
I mean, Red Bull's gonna wreck you.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
What did I expect? Am I insane? But that's what happened. And so I'm like, well, shit, I shit my pants in this car. So
Yeah, you can't
I
go
go
to the show.
to a bar near the venue to dispose of my underpants and
Sure.
pants and
Yeah.
whatever. And then I have thank God I have spare pants in my trunk. So I just threw those on.
Do you always keep spare pants in your trunk?
Just so happened. Just one of those things.
You are a lucky man.
So lucky.
Okay.
So I was like, fuck it. I got cleaned up.
Yeah.
Let's go do a show. Let's go do some stand-up.
Okay.
So I go to the show, and she's working that night, and I tell her, hey, I shit my pants. Isn't that so nuts? And now I'm doing comedy.
No, you did not.
I did. I told her.
This is before that you were dating.
Yeah.
Okay. What was her reaction?
She laughed and said, wow, that's really honest. And then I did the show, and later she slid into my DMs, and she said, I think you're so cute. You want to hang out?
I'm too stunned to speak.
That's how I felt at the time, but I think, if you're very hot, someone who says, hey, I shit my pants and is nice to you, was like, wow, how refreshing. Someone who's not lying to me.
So you weren't even trying. You were just like, this woman is so immaculate
Mhm.
that I don't stand a chance. So I'm just going to be myself because there's no point. Like, who cares? Is that where you were coming from?
Kinda. Also, I wasn't that embarrassed about it.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, exactly. It happens. Once you accept this could have happened to anybody.
You know what? It's weird.
If you're the one who can admit it, more power to you. That's cool.
No one talks about it.
Someone else shits their pants, they cancel their show. They don't have a story about it. They didn't meet the love of their life, Someone who has courage to face what they did to their own pants.
Did you throw out the pants? You threw them out, right?
What?
Pants. Do you throw out the
Yeah,
pants? Yeah,
yeah.
you got it. You got it. You
No,
can't-
of course.
No matter how many washes they get, there's no fixing
I
it.
couldn't tell you what brand those fuckers were.
Good. Get rid of them.
Couldn't tell
We don't
you.
need them anymore.
I don't even remember.
And now, how long have you two been together?
3 years.
I can't. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, like, if that's not a sign, honesty is the best policy.
This is a rom-com. That's a real rom-com. I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a meet cute. It's a meet shit. Yeah. I've been writing that for 6 months,
It's a
waiting
meat
to
shoot. It's a poop.
Yeah, meet poop. Oh,
Meet
yeah, I
poop.
missed it.
Meat poop is fun.
It
That's
is
fun
funny.
to say.
That's fun. And have you ever thought of writing that? That's a great,
Meat
great movie. Well, not the phrase meat poop, but
No, but that's the title for sure.
it should be. Are you ready for the first segment?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's called the Newly Friend Game. It's like the Newlywed Game, but we're friends. I ask you a question.
Mhm.
We see if we have the same answer.
Yep.
We both write them down. We don't say it out loud. We do either the same or different question for me. I have thought about a lot of different questions for you,
Mhm.
but I did just learn something interesting about you in our texts. I did not know that there was anything Argentinian about you. So I've learned that you are Argentinian.
Mhm.
So I am going to ask you, and don't tell me, you're going to write down your answer. What is the best Argentinian export? So what is the thing, if you are like saying, oh, like my favorite thing from Argentina is blank.
I'm all over it.
Yeah, don't say it out loud. You're going
No.
to write down your answer. I'm going to write mine down. I'm going to see if we get the right answer.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Flip your board on 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Argentinian red shrimp.
Yeah, I bought it the other day. It's the greatest shrimp I've ever had in my life.
No shit.
You never had it?
No.
It's amazing.
Really?
Oh my Lord.
What is it? Why is it just big?
No, it just tastes different. It tastes different. Someone turned me onto it. Because I think it was on TikTok. Someone was talking about Argentinian red shrimp.
Yeah.
And they're like, Argentinian red shrimp is better than normal shrimp. And then I had it and it blew me away.
Wow. What does it taste like?
It was like,
Escapes
more
Nazis. Yeah.
it was just more tasty. The number of people that are going to get that reference is low. And I love that you said it so much. Now, what did you write?
Alfajor.
Alfajor. Wait, why have I
It's-
heard of that?
It's a cookie. I know a lot of Latin cultures have it, but
Really?
put dulce de leche in the middle and the powdered sugar or chocolate
I wish
covering.
you brought it with you.
Yeah, it's my mom's in Argentina right now. She's probably gonna bring
Have her
some
send
home.
it.
Yeah,
What did you think I wrote when you said you knew what I was going to write?
I thought you were gonna write dulce de leche.
I love dulce de
Yeah.
leche. Maybe I should have written that. So you know what? Here's what we'll do, because I'm not from Argentina. I'm from New York. So the question for me, we'll do a similar question for me.
Mhm.
And you're gonna write your answer down. Don't say it out loud. But for me, my question is gonna be, what do I think is the best export out of New York? And I don't know. I know what you think I'm gonna say, but I don't know if that's.
What do you think I think you're gonna say?
I'll write down what I think you think I'm gonna say.
And then, but write the real answer underneath.
Yes, I'm gonna write the
Okay.
real answer.
Right? Try to guess what I'll say first, and then write the real answer.
Okay. Those are just so New York. So I'm writing that down too. Okay, ready? Flip your board on 3. 1, 2, 3. So you said New Yorkers, baby, and the concept of Rat King were the two you said. That's amazing. New Yorkers are the best export. I actually said
Isn't that such a New York thing to say?
that is so New York. I should have written that. I said bagels and bacon, egg, and cheeses are huge in New York City.
Yeah, but it's not an export.
A BEC?
You can't get one out here. That's decent.
They model them after. There's a New York bacon, egg, and cheese on multiple menus. It says New York bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh, well, look at that.
Yeah, they're not great. And bagels here are not my favorite. And I know that it's going to offend people, and there's a whole conversation to be had about it.
Yeah.
I will say this. Some places are doing well. I've heard Courage bagels and Yeasty bagels in LA are good. I had Layla bagel. It was good.
I'm no bagel snob. Make no mistake.
Do you have
I like
Thomas's?
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting.
Really?
I thought you were going to say pizza. That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, I just know the hubris of New Yorkers.
I do.
So I thought you were going to say New Yorkers.
It's funny though that you were like, I'm avuncular, and then you're also like, New Yorkers have hubris. I'm like, well, I'm a New Yorker.
I'm a college dropout. I got to use big words. I got to overcompensate somehow.
It shocks me that you're a college dropout. You are one of, every time I talk to you, I always find you incredibly intelligent and like very well read and well spoken. That is shocking to me.
Well, that's why.
Because you dropped out, you had more time?
Every dropout I know uses $5 words needlessly.
$5 words when you need 10 cents?
Exactly, to overcompensate.
That is crazy.
Don't you find?
I mean, to a degree.
Yeah.
I don't. Here's the thing I think about college. I think college is far more social than it is educational.
Totally.
I understand when parents are like, well, my kid's going to college. Like, that's great. And I respect that. And I will probably be the same way with my kids. But I'm not going to kid myself that college is predominantly a socializing tool and far less I don't use any of the information I gained in college.
Totally. Yeah, no, it's a waste of time and money, I'm sure. But like,
but it also helps you get a higher paying job.
Totally. And also, like, if you start and don't finish or whatever, that is like, it's psychologically at least, whether you, even though I realize it's who cares, what a waste of time, that has nothing to do with what I want to do with my life and my time.
Yeah.
It's still like it's an ego wound on some level.
Is it?
For some for a long time it was. Now I'm like, whatever, I'm fucking pushing 30, who gives a shit? But for a while, yeah. And I think everyone who drops out of college probably feels that way.
Jess and I often talk about how we each have moments that are shameful moments that we hold on to.
Uh-huh.
It's shocking to me that that's one for you, because you are, like I said, you are so eloquently spoken, intelligent. You are very good at what you do as far as comedy goes. I understand there's maybe some built-in shame. Yeah, I give a little squeeze there. A little built-in shame, but I guess like you've shown in every aspect of your life that that has no bearing on who you are or what you're able to do.
Yeah, but that's fine, because then I do a thing where I'm humiliated routinely, So who gives
We all do that.
Yeah, so who cares? So
Yeah,
you're fine. You get to used to it, and it's fine, and everything's fine. And tomorrow's gonna come, and that'll be fine too.
Do you like because you farm during the day, right? That's what you do. Is that meditative?
Sometimes.
Do you think about jokes when you do that? What do you think about when you do that?
Also, sometimes I usually let myself get bored. Like, I'll listen to music. I won't do a podcast or anything. I'll just either listen to music or just sit there in silence and be bored and get lost in my head.
What does it entail? Are you actually like hands in the soil?
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's amazing.
Trash, just a lot of trash, a lot of janitorial, little keeping shit tidy.
Yeah.
I tend to my
to your
babies.
Crops. Yeah, you tend to your crops.
My children.
Do you smoke weed?
No, hate it.
Okay, so you are around it. The smell doesn't bother you at all?
No.
Interesting. The smell is kind of what I don't like.
The smell of the smoke, I don't like.
The plants don't smell as strong as the smell?
I like the smell of flower, of weed flower.
I don't know if I know the smell of weed flower. I just know the smell of weed.
It smells wonderful. I don't like the smoke that much. But it might be a triggering thing. If you got yelled at when you were a little while a piece of toast was smoking. Now the smoke of toast,
Oh, you're saying
whatever.
you don't like smoke at all.
I don't like the weed smoke smell because I think it triggers like like anxiety. Like it makes me remember all the anxiety spirals from smoking weed.
Well, so
I get paranoid.
I grew up with parents that smoked weed every day of my
no
childhood.
shit.
Yeah. So as
Artists,
a result,
parents?
say again?
Artists?
No. My dad
cool
was my dad had kind of job ADD, so he switched jobs a lot.
Nice.
But my mother was previously in finance, and then became a financial planner. So I think she was doing that probably for
Just getting super baked.
So they smoked every night. So, but here's the interesting thing.
I love that.
Because they smoked every night, I had no interest in smoking weed.
Right. What's there to rebel against?
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
I've never smoked weed a day in my life.
Yep.
Never smoked.
If your mom's a deadhead, you're gonna be a straight laced. You know what I mean?
100%. But that's so true.
Yeah.
But like the only time that doesn't hold, I think, is alcoholic parents and alcoholic children.
That's pretty much 100%.
Yeah. I have a buddy who will go unnamed who has a penchant for alcohol, and but his dad was the same. So
some people do go against. I've met a couple who's really bad
who are just like, I won't drink.
They won't touch it. Yeah. I never did. Never started in the first place.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did. I think I did because my sister did, and
we're talking weed or alcohol now?
Alcohol. I've never smoked weed. Yeah, I think I started drinking because like it just seemed.
Isn't that interesting? But the exact same thing I said about alcohol. This applies to you and weed. Never touched it even.
No,
you never picked it up.
Never. I just because. Like I the first time I went to, I was young, I was 12 maybe, and I went to a Dave Matthews Band concert, and I literally just smelled. I was like, why does it smell like my home? It smells like my parents here.
Dang.
And like I slowly started to figure it out. But once I figured it out, I felt betrayed.
Right.
Because I had like gone into health class, and they're like, don't smoke weed, and I was like, okay.
Yes.
And then I told my parents, I literally gave them a sticker.
Mm-hmm.
That said don't smoke with like a bear and like a little heart that I got in health class.
That's so cute.
I gave it to my dad, and he like put it on his dresser, and the whole time
that's so funny going to a concert. This smells like my house.
Yeah.
That's like when you grandma house smell.
Oh yeah.
Your grandma's house.
Old people smell.
Yeah, but you realize it's just mothballs and shit that's going bad in the freezer,
I think,
or in the fridge rather.
Yeah, but I do think.
But it smells like love when you're little, and then you realize, it's just this. It's disgusting.
I mean, I used to go. We would drive to my grandmother's house on my mom's side, in Queens, and we would drive out there, and I dreaded it because when I was a kid, my grandmother was the kind of grandparent who is great when you're older but doesn't know how to be good with kids.
Sure. Like talks like hello young man,
kind of.
Like talking to you like an adult.
Like matter of factly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she's like, "Are you going to finish your dinner?"
Right.
And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You're going to be hungry later."
Right.
And I was like, "What? I'm 4. Like, what are we doing here?
That's funny.
What is this conversation that we're having?"
Yeah.
But I used to always go there, and the smell was so strong. And to your point, now I'm trying to think about what it could have been. It probably was mothballs. And I also think it's like I do think that some older people have a scent.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it's a smell of close and certain death.
Oh, a little bit.
But no, I mean, we're all rotting from the moment we're born, kind of.
You will never be younger than you are in the moment you are.
That's exactly
now.
right.
Yeah.
From the moment you're born, you're dying. So when you're close to the end, I'm sure,
Are you scared of death?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I alternate. Sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. I'm scared of a life unfulfilled.
That's more it. It's like when I'm on a shaky plane, it's not like, oh, fuck, I'm scared of being in pain or whatever, or what's beyond. It's like, they would, no, wait, I need one accomplishment to my name. One would be nice.
I would love to be able to go to a club and not really have to think about it when someone says, "What are your credits?" I would love for them to be like, "You want me to just say
Don't scramble
HBO?"
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, anything, just something that's a milestone.
Yeah. We were, Jess and I had a conversation about how it would be a terrible horror movie I'm sure it exists, where your greatest fear is what kills you.
Mm.
And Jess said that, and I go, I don't know. Like for me, how do you get killed by failure?
That's funny.
And she just started laughing. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm just saying that is 100% my biggest fear is failure.
I mean, look at this beautiful house you have.
Not built on the back of comedy. I'll tell you that. Right
No,
now.
but I mean, you're a winner. Look at you.
Here's what's interesting. I don't view what I've done up to this point as success. I would view
Okay.
making a living in comedy as success.
Well, that's that's completely valid. Who cares? Like what objective success is? Success is only as good as whatever it means to the person.
Well, what is
in
success
question.
for you?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think in a way I don't know. I try to be more, you live in you do show business or aspire to do it long enough, you turn into a bit of a Buddhist where you're like, yeah, the only thing that matters is the here and now, and try to be grateful. And a lot of quote unquote losers sure love practicing gratitude, I've noticed, and I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I love gratitude. I feel like, okay, no, stop spiraling about bullshit.
Yeah.
You're doing fine. Stop complaining. Don't be a fucking sourpuss. Enjoy. Today's fine. You have food. You have everything you need. Just be fucking chill, dude. Who cares? And work hard and be chill.
I love hearing that you said like that sometimes you spiral, because oftentimes like it'll happen to me often right when I'm going to bed. Right when I'm going to bed.
Well, that makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why? I don't want to do it.
Well, because I'm the same way. And it hits you at night because you've spent all day trying.
Failing?
Trying not to think about what's making you anxious. You keep putting it off. You distract yourself with work or whatever. You keep ignoring these thoughts that are, popping up here and there. And then it hits you like a tsunami, all these thoughts you've ignored all day when you no longer have any distractions. Now you're in the dark with just you, and all the shit you've been tamping down shoots up like a powder keg.
Yeah.
Pressurized.
That is excellently put.
Yeah.
Because I think that is kind of how it goes for me.
Yeah. You just tamp shit down until the pressure gets so high. The second you take your hand off it, you try to relax, shoots up. Now, guess what? You're in for 2 hours of shit you should have done all day long.
I know. I'm in for 2 hours of, am I going to die a failure? I'm in for 2 hours of that. I'm in for 2 hours of, when do I know if I should quit comedy? Like I have you ever had that thought? Like, was that?
No.
Oh,
I
man.
haven't.
You know what
I like it too much.
I love doing comedy.
Yeah.
And I also don't want to be the person who goes to a mic and then all the people go, what is that scene you're doing here?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, imagine putting yourself in like a young comedian's shoes, and you're at a mic and some really funny older guy does fucking has a good set. Like, would anyone's thought? My thought would never have 21 years old would never have been, look at this old loser who's just hilarious and funnier than everyone else. No, just like everyone respects the talent. So who cares?
I do too.
You didn't get your due, but you still got good at your craft. No one can take that away from you.
I think sometimes I look a little weirdly if I see a guy who's very clearly over 65 at an open mic, and I'm kind of like,
oh, well, over 65.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like 50s. I'm talking about like an older guy.
But even then, I've seen like an old man kill, and I'm like, I'm laughing.
If they kill, but what if you have a bad set and you're like,
well, a lot of the old guys at open mics are guys
just trying it out.
Well, it's like when you start, it's like always an old guy who started in the 80s who's like, oh, I saw your set. You got potential, and you know what you want to do next time. You put the mic stand behind you. Never wear shorts on stage. And then you're like, oh, gee willikers, thank you so much, mister. Oh, thanks for the advice. And then 3 months pass, you don't respect that guy even a little bit,
But those two pieces you chose are very good advice, No,
the advice is sound, but then, he always wears pants on stage, but he makes the women in the scene uncomfortable. So who's to say,
It's honestly so true.
Who's to say you should wear shorts on stage should be the opposite of that guy, honestly.
Yeah. Whatever he's doing, do the opposite.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the lightning round?
Oh, hit me. I can't wait.
So it's 5 questions. They're fast questions. They don't have to be fast answers. And I keep them on an index card because it makes me feel like a late night talk show host.
You even got the point down.
I do. Question 1 What is a favorite ritual of yours? So mine is brewing tea in the morning. What's a favorite ritual of yours?
I'm very I'm a man of phases, especially with rituals. So like for a while, what was it? Oh, I'll jump on the cold shower craze.
Did you?
That was nice, yeah, for a bit, and then I got fuck that.
Yeah. I couldn't even do it.
The thing du jour for it's like shooting pool. I like shooting pool. That's a nice little ritual.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Are you good?
I'm getting good. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Bought my own stick. Now I'll go shoot with some comics. That's fun.
I would love to actually learn how to play pool properly.
I'm trying.
Like
TikTok's
really getting the angles and knowing like how to put proper English on the ball.
Oh yeah, my algorithm is all either old Filipino men or young white kids explaining how the shit works.
How the English works?
How the English works, yeah.
God, I'm so jealous. What is a running bit you have with a friend or partner that makes you laugh?
Eli Lutsky?
I do.
Hilarious guy.
You're a wonderful guy.
I don't know. We just say, I love Obama to each other. That's just as a...
Apropos of nothing?
Just to say, I love Obama. We keep saying that to each other. I don't know.
I love it.
I do a weird absurdist bullshit.
I like it.
To my girlfriend, it's just I feel sorry for this poor woman. I'm just saying whatever, and she'll be like, "What are you even talking about over there?" I'm like, I'm just sort of just saying whatever. She's like, "Yep."
But she's around a lot of comics, so she must, or was around a lot of comics, so she must have kind of picked up the vibe that we all just say nonsense.
She's like gets exhausted by it.
Yeah,
by the riffing and the bullshit.
Yes, Jess sometimes puts a riff hold. She goes hold on the riffs for now.
That's brilliant.
I know, and I have trouble doing it. Question 3: can you do an impression of one or both of your parents, and not a good impression? The worse, the better.
It's me, Dylan's mom.
Is that how she sounds?
Yeah.
Really?
No, she's very like, hi Dylan. She's very nice.
Is she?
Yeah.
I could see that.
She's a very nice lady.
Soft spoken.
She's very sweet yet type A. She's like, and how's everything? Blah 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 blah. She's like, get to it.
Oh.
She's very like, here's like a perfect example of what like a symbol symbolizes like the whole personality is this little moment at a restaurant. Can we get the check? Like this second the plate's on the table, can we get the check? Just so we can leave whenever.
I kind of love the efficiency.
Just so we can just in case some shit goes down, hey, we paid. We can bolt whenever the fuck we want. We don't have to wait later.
But would she do that? Would your dad be like, honey, come on? Or did he like it? Was he like...
No, they split when I was really young.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
But my stepdad's like, as a bit, will be like, she's so fucking annoying. Because he's like a really laid back, reserved, like chill dude.
Yeah.
She's so like, go,
Bang,
go,
bang,
go.
bang.
Yeah. She's like a shark. If she stops moving, she'll die.
Question 4. We spoke about this a little bit earlier, so I'm curious where you're at on this. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, is there a moment that really sticks with you?
Yeah, I mean, I did a show last night. For a second, I fucking was like, what the fuck am I talking about? Like in my head while the joke was coming out of my mouth. You do a joke long enough, you'll have your own thoughts.
Absolutely.
You'll just have a whole internal monologue while you're saying different words, like the words of the bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Take your hand out of your pocket, you poser, like stuff like that.
Was it a big show? Was it like a show where you're like, I don't deserve this?
No, it was a good show in a small black box.
I like that.
It was a good show, friendly crowd.
And you still were all on your own.
I did well. It was fine.
But you still were just talking to yourself and like, what am I doing?
And also I felt like weirdly present, but like, yeah, in the back of my head, I was like, you fucking stink, dude. Wait, they're being so nice by laughing right now. You suck ass, dude. You've said this joke 1,000 times. You're fucking bored of it. Have some integrity and stop saying it.
Final question for you. It's often what's your favorite tea or comfort, but I know you drink some tea. So what is your favorite tea?
I'll do a top 3.
Oh, okay.
Yerba mate.
Yeah.
I like black tea with ice.
An iced black tea? I would drink that.
And whatever else. Like honey.
Yeah.
Great.
Love it.
3 is matcha.
You're a big caffeine guy. At the common thread of all 3 of those is heavy caffeine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like herbal tea is.
You're like,
this is nice, but I mean,
what is this water?
Yeah.
I mean, This is we drank green tea today, very low caffeine.
This is nice.
It was good though.
Yeah.
My man, thank you for coming on. You feel good?
I feel great. I have to pee like a racehorse because
Get out of here. Go pee.
But
Go pee. My man.
Love you, buddy.
Love you. That was Dylan Subiza. You can follow him on Instagram and TikTok at Dylan_Subiza. Steep Conversations is produced and edited by Elliot G.B. Our associate editor is Martin Alvarez. Our theme song and additional music are by Oliver Hymack. Our cover art was done by Neil Fraser with photography by Matt Mazisco. Social media by Dia Villegas. Please write a review and rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you can. You can send any questions, comments, newly friend game suggestions, or tea suggestions to steepcombos@gmail.com or tweet us at steepcombos. I'm Josh Lanzette, and you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Josh Lanzette. We'll be back next week, so until then, happy steeping. Is there any job that is more of a social slam on the brakes in the conversation than saying to someone, "Oh yeah, I'm a mortician"?
Oh, you gotta meet my new boyfriend, Danny. He's a mortician.
Right? You will just die when you meet him.
Oh my God. He is so freaking funny. We have to double date.
I would be like, do we?
Yeah,
Do
no.
we have to?
No, that guy's not to be trusted.